Do Work Radio.
Live.
She hopping out the whip like Trey when she see the young players standing hard at the red light. And I be pulling up the chopper, got you wide open like a dead or the headlight. Who the f to stop us? They calling up the cops.
What up? Do Work Radio Live. We back. What up, VP?
What's going on?
What we got going on?
Man, we about to have this conversation. I've been waiting to have this conversation.
Talk about it.
All right, now check it out. I put on Facebook the other day, and my mom was calling me right now. It's her birthday yesterday. She's
Mama!
Mama, I love you. I put up a Facebook post, and it was about healthy food, just healthy choices in general. And I got this from the fact, I think Wednesday night, I worked really late. And I was like, man, I am looking for something to eat, but I'm not really feeling all this fast food that's out here. That was really bothering me. So I then had the question as to, like, what was it that I wanted to eat that would be good for me and I wouldn't feel guilty about later on. Switch up the microphones. But I then found out that there were no healthy options for me late at night. It was 1 a.m. I was hungry, and I really didn't want to fill my body up with crap.
Horse meat.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the grocery store was open. This is true. I'm all about the grocery store. But it was cold, and I wanted convenience as well.
And let's be truthful. If you go to the grocery store and you're cooking, that's at least an hour if you're not using the microwave.
Exactly. I want to be able to eat just as fast as I would with fast food, but I want better options. I want better ingredients.
So tell them what's lacking.
So what's lacking is Charleston. How are you the food hub? And once again, this is more fuel for my other bone to pick with who? Charleston. Number one to who? How are you gonna be? You got top notch food and this, that, and third. You know, Charleston used to have a Johnson and Wales here. Johnson and Wales specializing in
West
culinary,
Ashland,
right?
Yep.
Okay, we used to have that down here. I just met one of the students who used to go down here, and she said, yeah, Charleston used to be awesome, but the city didn't want to back it up.
Nope.
Did not want to put the money in to really delve into to
turn
the restaurant
into that
industry.
premier city.
So there's all this stuff that Charleston keeps saying, oh, well, we're number one in this and that.
It's a 55-year-old.
You got nothing going on.
Nothing.
Because at the end of the day, when I'm trying to find a healthy alternative, I can't.
You can't.
And that's crazy because I always, I made fun of West Ashley a little bit earlier this week. I called
she
it
has no right to.
Hippie love. Hippie
where
land.
VP lives, there is not one grocery store.
Anyway, but the point is that if I'm in hippie land, driving through hippie land, why can't I find any good food?
Earth Fair, girl. What's wrong
Earth
with you?
Fair
Closes at 10.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This
Close at 10.
This is
You're
my
right.
bone to pick with Charleston right now. I need a late night option that is a healthy option, right? So I put that up, and I'm going to read the status for all you good people.
It was big. At first, I was like, okay, VP, you're reaching. Charleston at 2 a.m. At 1 a.m. Charleston really shuts down.
Right.
Like, and this is bogus, yo. I can't wait till we get past this shit.
Oh, don't worry. We got some things in the works.
Charleston shuts down at 2 a.m. You go to D.C., it's 24/7.
That's right.
Miami, 24/7. New York City, 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Philly, 24/7. These are eastern cities. Atlanta, 24/7. These
Exactly.
are eastern cities. So you can't tell me Charleston can't do the same.
Charleston, just the younger generation.
But you had a valid point.
The younger generation has got to stand up and get in these politics because they're trying to shut it down. But
No.
that's another conversation.
They got to put their money where the mouth is.
Let me go to where the status is.
All right.
The status says, the first one says, this is one of those times. This was at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, this is one of those times I wish there were a healthy 24-hour restaurant in Charleston. I had a couple of likes on it. That's cool, you know. Then somebody commented and said, there is. McDonald's is good for your soul.
Fuck out of here.
Get out of here. So then after that, the next day, I really thought about this, and I was like, no, seriously. I said, but if we had a 24-hour healthy restaurant in Charleston, would y'all support?
Who said McDonald's is good for you?
A
slave type dude.
Girl.
Woman. Girl or whatever. Good for you.
So
soul food. Fuck out of here.
My next status was saying, if we had that 24-hour healthy restaurant in Charleston, would y'all support? You know? And I got a lot of likes off of that.
A slew of
shit.
different type of people.
Right?
Also.
A slew of people, right? And after that, there were comments after comments. Now, there was one person, shout out to Doug. Doug is he's a good dude. But then he said you lost me at healthy. And then he was talking about, he was like, no, we need a 24-hour, like soul food and
slavery mentality.
Now the thing about Doug is afterwards I said, I'm good with soul food. I love soul food. I love barbecue. But why is it that there's nothing for me if I don't want to eat that? Why is it that the only option that you're giving me late at night is crap? Yes.
You're right. You're totally right. But before you go and hold your argument.
Rubber arm.
Do not rub me.
Y'all can't see that. All right? But anyway. Yo, soul food. Black people got more to offer than soul food. If you think that, I can go experience blackness if I go eat soul food, that's saying that Black American history started when we were slaves. And that is not true. You go to New Orleans, you're going to eat a whole different type of cuisine. Guess what? It's black. You go to Cuba.
Guess what? It's black.
Go to Miami, eat Cuban food. Guess what? It's black.
Africa.
The Nigerians over here. The whole Eastern Seaboard got African cuisine over it. It's black.
Right.
It don't have to be soul food.
It doesn't
that
have
give
to be
you diabetes and shit.
Pork. Pig. I know.
No. Listen, there's plenty. I'm telling you, food is a big deal. I'm gonna keep circling it back, but these are good points. Now, as I continue to go in through the conversation, one of my pet peeves came up in the conversation, and it's a pet peeve because I used to do it myself. All right, so that's why I can confidently go
introspection.
I can go in on y'all for doing it because I used to do it. I knew it was coming. Somebody finally hit me with, "But fast food is cheaper than the healthy food." I was like, boy, yeah. All right. That's now, right. Listen, I used to say the same thing, okay? But if you're completely honest with yourself.
Till she met a real from West Side.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. But what I'm saying is, when it
hey,
comes
did you
down
meet a
to
real
it,
nigga from West Ashley?
When it comes down to it, if you really think about this, when you say, well, it's just too expensive to eat healthy, I want you to replace that you're talking about healthy food and pretend like you're talking about crack.
Right.
It's just too much time for me to try to get off of crack.
Right.
What?
Right.
That sounds ridiculous, right? That sounds ridiculous, right? But when it comes to eating unhealthy, we're putting in this substance into our body that's continuously tearing us down. And I'm not telling you that it's going to happen overnight, but what I'm saying is, shouldn't you at least try to start switching it up right now?
Cancer from cigarettes don't happen overnight either.
It don't happen overnight, But so then it was, well, it's too expensive. False, because the facts prove that you might spend $550 more a year for healthy food, but that doctor's tab, those prescription medicines that you will pay thousands of dollars for,
time out of work when you're older.
Mm-hmm. But once again, what does this go into?
Your
This goes
joints.
into investment. The African American community, the black community, don't be investing.
Now we microwave society.
You don't
well.
understand the concept of investing, so you can't possibly even remotely consider the idea of investing into yourself.
Into your health.
We don't even know how to invest into other businesses or other black-owned businesses or anything of that nature. So of course, I know that it's hard for you to think about investing in yourself.
You're gonna think for that quickest route, that quickest way, and
that was crazy.
Way is gonna kill you.
But I want to say that I did have somebody, and callers, you can call in at any time. We're going to keep on talking, but make sure you call in 843-639-4434. If we don't catch you the first time around, just keep on calling back.
Call us.
But you can call in right now.
I'm sorry I missed a few callers earlier, but we had to go to break.
It's all good. But I had someone who stepped up and said, Samaria, shout out to Samaria, her and her roommates, I think it's like 4 of them or something like that. They all decided that they would put their money together and only purchase healthy options. And they said that over the course of a month, they've saved way more money than they would by just buying fast food.
Heck yeah.
So that was somebody's argument, was that, well, I don't want fast food to be charged $5 to $10 more, or the healthy food to be charged $5 to $10 more. I don't care about that anymore, man.
$5-10 though.
But I don't care about that.
This is your life we're talking about. This is
right.
your health.
If you're
you buying weave.
Exactly. Thank you. You're willing to get up late at night and go to Checkers for a $5 burger
and straight die.
and straight die.
Straight die.
$5. Yo, seriously, let me say it though. That $5
Straight
meal or that 5 for 5 at any one of these fast foods you call 5 for 5 or that 4 for 4, you can buy a bag of apples for $5. I promise you. I promise you.
And here's another thing. You can honestly be full off of that. Like, there's a way of snacking throughout the day, things of that nature, things that you put into your bodies. But your perception on what it means to be full.
That's right.
And what it means to...
Comes from the food you eat.
It comes from the food that
That's
you
right.
eat.
That's right.
So if you've got a lot of little things, like... if it's a $5 burger or it's a $3 burger or something like that, you know it's easily accessible to you, so you're gonna keep on eating it.
VP, let me add
Come
to
on.
that. That's beautiful.
Add
Let me
to
add
it.
to it though. Especially Black Americans, and this is a syndrome that comes from slavery. In the time of slavery, we desired soul food. Food that would stick to your ribs and would make you seem like you're full.
From
like
what
you
the master threw away.
No, but yeah. But check it. The food made you seem like you were full because you had a fat stomach or a belly full of food. You know why they fed you that? So you can go back and do manual labor. You needed food that'll make you seem full. But this food did not give you an ounce of intelligence. Or for instance, let me tell you, broccoli is considered brain food because the nutrients from broccoli are absorbed by the brain. That means you are making better decisions. Your brain is oxygenated.
Let's
you
think
are
about
you're
it.
smart. But let me tell you, during slavery, you were not needed to think. You were not needed. I did not need your expertise. All I needed was your manual labor. So let me continue to feed you food that will only fuel your muscles.
Chitlin.
It won't even fuel your muscles. It would only fuel your mind to think that you can work an extra 3 hours because you're full and you're not hungry. But this food gave you no nutrients. Now, this is what else they did. They forced you to multiply, to have 10 children or something like that. So we are still battling conditions that was forced on us through slavery. Y'all, let me tell you, the West African diet, and you might say, oh, well, I'm not African. I was born in America. You dumbass.
Well, y'all,
80%.
sometime you
80% of the Africans that came to America came directly from the West African coast. So that means that your descendants, your ancestry, your bloodline, your DNA, your whole body makeup comes from this area of the world. Do you know what that area of the world ate? But let me tell you, you do not feed a person from West Africa the same food the person from Alaska eat. The terrain, the environment is not even the same. You feel me? A silverback gorilla lives in West Africa. He is strong as shit. He'll slap your head off with one hand. Do you know what he eats? He eats vegetables. He eats leaves. Also,
he will jack you up.
He'll slap the fuck out of you. V, tell him. Help me out on this, V. The Bible says
Chip Friday.
the Bible says honor thy mother and thy father, right? Right. So, but guess what? You cannot honor your mother, thy father, because you do not know what they eat. Because you eat what the slave owner told you to eat.
Come on,
and because what he desired of you, he only needed you this. So he did not feed you smart food. He did not feed you live food. We only did that because it's in our ancestry. It's in our genetics. My mother tells me when she was a young girl and they had their land, everyone on the road had a garden, had some type of farm or some type of where they would get their produce from. We don't have that because we sold out. We totally still are being affected by post-traumatic slavery syndrome.
There you go.
I'm gonna add on that.
Post-traumatic
I'm gonna add on that.
Tell them.
PTSD at its finest. Let's
Look
go.
at fucking fast food. You go to that bitch to receive your rations. You know what I mean? You go to that bitch to get your food.
Come on, man.
You go to fast food to receive your rations? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That means, all right, the guys, it's always follow the money. The guys who own McDonald's are telling you what you should eat and how much it should cost and where you're going to get it from.
Exactly.
instead of you saying what I should eat, how much it should cost, and where I'm gonna get it from. Your mindset, it goes back to the mindset. Your mindset is totally warped. You're giving everything to somebody else to do for you. Fast food. Hey, McDonald's actually says we are a healthy business because we put lettuce and tomato on our burger. I swear to God.
And I know y'all seen that lettuce and tomato.
And the lettuce and tomato is on there. So they tell you, just like with school
some of y'all
lunches.
ask for it without.
Just like with school lunches. If they put tomato ketchup in your shit, they say they gave you fucking vegetables.
Come on, man.
This shit ain't right, though.
And I'm serious. Like, these are the things that bother me because this all is our mental, like, the way that we look at it. Our perception of food is so screwed up, and that's scary. Like, that's really scary to think about. When I kept thinking about it over and over again. And listen, if you know me, I'm not super health guru. I'm just saying that I've noticed something
Give me
is
2 months,
not
you will be.
right. Oh yeah, I'm on, like, I can already feel it, like, in my system in terms of I'm just very skeptical because
changing.
And another thing about it is that just like a drug, like, I'm not telling you that every drug user is an addict, but what I'm saying is that you need to look at the way that you eat this fast food. Are you eating it like you're addicted to it?
Like a drug addict consumes drugs?
Exactly, like a drug addict consumes drugs. Like, you really need to think, some of y'all need to go to fast food rehab. I'm so serious. Like,
need to get my
no,
burger.
I'm just gonna go ahead. Like, and you know you're addicted when you're like, man, I don't have any other option. I'm just gonna go here. That's not true. You do have another option.
Exactly. But your mind thinks you don't have an option.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because when you look at it, you got that $5. You got that $3. I don't even care if it's $3. I don't care. You can buy a variety of things for $3 also, that do not kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. Also, it makes you more sharp when you start to eat, and you start to have to plan your meals, and you start to have to plan for the future better, because a person who had to tend to the land and tend to the farm and grow their produce, or they had livestock on it, they knew that they had to prepare this food today for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Or either they had, I gotta have 60 cows to make it through this winter. You know what I mean? Or I gotta have this. You know what I mean? So you take your mind from a short-term gratification, what the microwave give you or what fast food give you, to long-term planning, or at least longer than a week. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you got $200 and you say, all right, I'm gonna designate this $200 to groceries. I'm gonna designate this $200 to groceries. This is what you'll do. You'll spend $200 on groceries, but you can't eat $200 amount of groceries in a day, 2 days, 3 days.
Right.
So you're now developing a system of long-term planning, which I promise you is cheaper than short-term gratification.
Completely.
You letting the devil win. And I ain't talking about the man with a pitchfork and tails and everything.
Just talking about that negative energy.
Yeah, you letting them win when you take the quick route out.
I completely agree with you, and what concerns me is that, because I even did it for myself. Now, I'm not a Facebook announcer, okay? So when I do stuff, I don't care to let y'all know because I don't know y'all, okay? I love y'all because I got, I want the best for
She's
the people that
actually
surround
mean
me.
in real life.
But I'm serious. Like, I don't know you, and because of that, I'm not going to share it with you, because how do I know that you really want the best for me? Come on now, y'all got to be real about this kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm just trying to be honest. There's no love lost. I just don't feel the need to share because I don't know you like that. So you should feel the same way about me. You don't know me,
I know you.
But anyway,
but no,
that's
I agree.
a different conversation.
Check this out. I take out my kids every day to get something to eat right after school. We can go to fast food. Their first choice is always Wendy's, and I gotta always say, no, let's go somewhere else. They love chicken nuggets. But say, all right, 3 kids and me, fast food. That's $25 every day.
Right. That's right.
And
that's only one meal.
That's one meal.
You're not saving that joint for later.
So then you can go get a big pack of chicken wings for $9, and then you can get some corn or whatever and make a meal and you have leftovers.
That's right.
And you know your whole family can eat
That's right.
for like less than $20.
That's right.
But you're gonna spend $25 on a 30-minute fill of fast food.
That's
know?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Think about the money you're spending, and I do it every day.
Just to even have people say, "Well, I don't have time." You gotta make time.
No, you
gotta make time.
time.
I'm telling you, you are the master of that. And it doesn't matter if you don't have time. That you need to be eating greens. You need to do whatever you can to get the best nutrients for you. I mean, I just don't like the thought of. People really think of, and I'd hate to be this dark, but I'm serious. People think of suicide. They think of these big, like, oh, he did this, he did that,
shot himself in the head.
Right.
Right.
But when you're eating this food, and if you're eating it with that addiction mentality, that's what you're doing. You are literally doing it. You're destroying your body in the long term. And don't you think that it's kind of strange that we have billions of dollars going into the advertisement for something that has been known to aid in our physical destruction, but they have billions of dollars in advertisement. They're all over the place. Okay, but they wouldn't advertise meth. They're not going to advertise meth, right?
Not blatantly.
And they said, well, meth, yeah, there you go, not blatantly. Meth, is going to make your skin look all jacked up. You look older than what you are. But isn't that the same thing like fast food?
Fast food does
the more
the same
that
thing.
stuff that you ingest is doing the exact same thing.
I agree.
Then what's the difference in that? So what I want is that I just want us to attempt to make different decisions. Okay, if you got $5. Telling you right now, you can do something different with that $5.
You can do something different.
You can do something different. You can invest into something else. And I'm telling you, it made me nervous at first because when I decided, I took it upon myself. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I said I'm gonna switch up my diet because I'm curious. Okay. And I did that. And when I was doing that, there were certain things I wasn't trying to eat. I wasn't trying to consume a lot of sugars. I was letting that go. And then also I just wanted to eat meat with my meal only like once a day. And even then I wanted more vegetables on the plate than meat. I wanted the vegetables to overcrowd the meat. So that was, nobody told me to do that. That's just something that my body said that it wanted to do, and I listened to what my body wants to do.
It only takes 1 or 2 days to do that, and your body will speak very clearly.
It will, and your body will say, this is what I want to eat. Now, what messes you up is your mind, because I'm telling you, there were several days I had to call people close to me and say, yo, convince me, right? Like, just tell me right now I don't need to eat. I work in a candy shop. So I was like, yo,
it's not a trap.
Tell me that I don't need this candy right now, because in my mind I was like,
she's
no,
not
I really
speaking slang for anything.
Oh my God. Anyway, I literally in my mind it was like a battle to not eat the candy. Why? And that's low-key addiction type like characteristics. Right. So
I love it though. With not just you, with Tanisha.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Tanisha. Look how she looked lately. I mean, not like lately, but
no, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. Look
That's
at Tanisha right now.
That's right.
Tanisha will walk by a lot of you bitches and put y'all bitches to shame.
Okay.
Not. I'm sorry, I said bitches.
Okay.
Not just because I'm a friend with Tanisha, but look how she's transforming her body at the moment.
That's right. Oh yeah, and that's my best friend, so I can speak on this all day. That's my best friend.
Tanisha
and
wore spandex. I wanted to pay her damn rent.
Anyway,
just be real.
So
I told her.
So anyway,
whatever you need.
This was actually telling on himself. So anyway, but just to speak on my friend, like we used to room together, so I know, like, first off, me and Tanisha love to eat food. That's another reason why our friendship is so strong, because we love to eat food.
That's your most common denominator.
We both used to cook for each other all the time. We love food, and we still love food. And the way that I know that we used to roll out in terms of like what did we want to eat if we were hungry late at night or something of that nature, and compared to now, the way that we look at food, we can't let food control us. Okay, you decide where you're gonna put that dollar. Okay, and a lot of that also has to do with how you feel on the inside. Do you have a lot of self-control? if you don't have a lot of self-control, then this explains why it's kind of hard for you to not purchase something that you know is not right for you. We're pretty much like touching the stove, and someone keeps saying stop touching
Understanding
the
though,
stove.
understanding will put you on the right path. I don't care where
Completely.
you are. You can be 600 pounds.
I agree.
Once you understand where the deficit is, what's giving you harm, why are you asking for this harm?
That's right.
Once you understand that, you're on the right path.
The true reason, and it's going to take some introspective moments for you.
It's worth it.
Okay, but it's completely worth it. It's going
Right.
to take a lot of introspection, but that's just one part. I guess we want to go to a break or something.
We are.
And
I'm
then
gonna hit
DJ.
up the dudes real quick. Sex, sex sales. Do you
Right.
know how bad foods fuck up your sex life?
Oh yeah,
definitely.
yeah. They jack it up.
Completely.
They jack it up.
But I don't think they know how good foods improve your sex life.
Oh yeah, that's a good point to make actually, because even for a woman, like the vagina is acidic in nature. I can't even. Vagina is a great word. Anyway, there are foods that you
Let's
eat.
say vajay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying vagina. Are we 5? And if you're 5, you need to be taught the right word of what a vagina
You say
is.
vajayjay on Friday, okay?
No, I'm not saying that.
So what's up though?
But what I'm saying is that certain foods that you eat are really bad for your vagina. And women, like the guys are going to hate that I'm going to say this, but I don't care. For the women that are listening, like if you find that you have like a lot of issues in terms of like just in terms of like
Crabs?
your urinary tract, your urinary tract, things like that, yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, things of that
Okay, it's
nature.
time for break.
No,
guys.
I don't care.
All right,
What
all
you
right,
doing?
all right.
Speak
Go
on
ahead,
it,
go ahead,
bro.
go ahead,
No,
go ahead.
I-
All right,
okay.
go ahead. No. Go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
so
go ahead,
anyway,
go
but what I'm saying is the foods that you eat, if you find that you have, and this, I'm saying this because this affects a lot of women, and it leads to a lot of embarrassment for women because they don't understand why, and especially if you don't have health insurance. Like this is another thing for you to understand. Like every single time a woman has to go, and you should get checked up anyway. But when you have to make a lot of extra visits or spend a lot of money on over-the-counter things because your vagina's not happy with what you've been eating, like it really, why do you think for urinary tract infections they're like, oh well, drink a lot of cranberry juice? That's just one step. Like there is a lot of food that affects how, like the way that you're processing down there with your vagina, but also when you have sex.
Fibroids.
I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
So you said the vagina does not be happy? How do you make the vagina happy?
You make the vagina happy by
good
eating the
food.
right things with good food.
With proper diet.
I'm telling you, because
Same thing with a man though.
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, don't.
It's the
That's
same
right.
exact
We're
thing.
adults. Can't be grossed out about this. The reason
I
why
was just
you
bland.
may not be working down there, it may be coming from
The
a
food.
couple things: your diet, your stress,
Mm-hmm.
and
Cigarettes,
your
smoking.
your livelihood. But all of that comes from your diet.
That's right.
All of that comes from your choice of thinking, your decision making, and everything. And homies, like if no one ever told you, or you just don't see it in your day to day, like man, when you get up in the morning or throughout your day or whatever, I don't know if you're lazy or whatever you do, but there's some quick exercises, you know what I mean, that you can do to improve on your mind thinking, your decision making, your ego, or your needs and your wants. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a smoker. I smoke weed. I smoke marijuana. I don't really smoke cigarettes. I don't really smoke cigars, Black and Milds, and things like that. But there's some things that you can do. You know what I mean? That can. I definitely will say meditate before you medicate, man. Like, do some exercising where it's like you don't have to smoke 3-4 blunts. You know what I mean? Like, put some exercise in between that. Curb that appetite. Curb that wanting for these things, because that's all where it comes. What the Bible say? Idle time is the devil's playground, or something like that.
I don't know if the Bible says that, but
Come on, this girl know the Bible left and right. Listen,
I mean, I don't think that is in the. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's
so
in the,
old folks
but
say
what
that.
I'm saying is that is
and
a
people
phrase. That is a
attribute that to the Bible.
That's right.
The Bible says, and it be old folks.
It'd be
anyway,
old folks, all
All
right.
right,
man,
let's wrap
definitely
it up.
put some exercise in that daily repertoire, man. Hit the bench, push-ups, sit-ups, do some yoga. I'm all for yoga, you know what I mean? So do something, man. Exercise. Work it out. Emotion. The cure for emotion is motion. And I'm going to leave you with that, man. Do Work Radio Live.